In a world where everyone is born with a unique magical skill that determines their life's path, a young man is born entirely ordinary. He has no magic, making him an outcast and an unlucky loser unlike you in this society. However, his mother is a legendary fighter, the Sword God. She refuses to let his lack of magic define him. She takes him under her wing and teaches him the ancient, non-magical art of the sword. He practices relentlessly, dedicating his life to mastering his mother's teachings. Through sheer discipline and skill, he eventually surpasses the power of even the greatest magic-wielding heroes, the SSS rank heroes. His sword becomes his magic. One day, he faces the ultimate challenge, the most powerful magician in the universe. Can he beat the most powerful magician? Or will his mom have to help him? Today, Ariel was going to find out his class, a magical role that decides a child's future, like swordsman, ninja, or even a seller. Everyone expected Ariel to get a top hero class because his mother was the sword princess and his father a powerful mage. But Ariel secretly felt he would get a normal class. All the children went to the church for the blessing ceremony. One by one, they received their classes like blacksmiths or fighters. When it was Ariel's turn, the teacher used the blessing magic, but nothing appeared in his mind. Shocked, the teacher announced that Ariel had no class at all. Everyone gasped, and Ariel doubted if he could ever do anything in life. Despite this, Ariel kept training with swords. Taught by his mother since childhood, she often hit him hard, but he learned a lot. His family supported him, saying, "Don't worry, keep training." Ariel decided he would become the strongest swordsman in the world. At the training ground, he saw two kids with sword classes practicing. When Ariel asked to train with them, they refused, saying he had no class. Full of energy, Ariel challenged them to a fight. Even without a class or basic magic, Ariel fought skillfully, dodging attacks with super speed and defeating both boys easily. They accused him of cheating, but before a rematch could happen, a red-haired boy appeared, far stronger than the others. The red-haired boy, son of the village's security captain Evan, recognized Ariel as the sword princess's son and challenged him. Angry to prove his family was better, he attacked Ariel. Their sword fight was fast and intense. The red-haired boy had a swordsman class, so he had an advantage. Ariel saw an opening, but was hit by the boy's powerful double slash and lost. The next day, Ariel woke up ready to keep training. He ate breakfast and continued practicing, determined to become stronger and defeat the red-haired boy. His sister asked their mother why Ariel trained so hard even without a class. Their mother explained that he was training in an overpowered way. Ariel's sister smiled, inspired by his dream to make a world where even classless people could survive. While training, a zombie suddenly attacked Ariel, but he quickly used his double slash to defeat it. Ariel ran back toward the village to get help, but he heard children screaming in the forest. He went to check and saw the red-haired boy being attacked by a hobgoblin. The boy had already fought goblins and used all his energy to defeat the creature, but was badly hurt. His holy water was broken, so he couldn't heal himself. Ariel gave him some of his own holy water, reviving him. The red-haired boy was shocked when he saw Ariel using a powerful triple slash magic move, even though Ariel had no teacher. They decided to fight again. Ariel surprised him by using an extra move, 3-slice, and won the match. The boy was amazed at Ariel's unexpected strength. Later, Ariel learned that the red-haired boy was heading to Bresta City, a famous place where swordsmen from all over the country trained, and where Farah, Ariel's sister, had taught before. Ariel traveled there with other swordsmen in a wagon. Two of the high-class swordsmen argued about who was stronger, but their conversation was cut short when they saw a huge herd of oxen, including the king of oxen, blocking the road. Most of the swordsmen panicked and ran away. Ariel, however, ran forward to fight alone. Using his speed and a magical skill called blank dash, he defeated the orc monsters one by one. Surrounded by the army, he then used his most powerful skill, blade dance, a technique only the sword princess had been able to use. He defeated the king of oxen in a single strike and cleared the path. Everyone was stunned to see such power from a classless boy. Ariel finally reached the City of Swords, ready to begin his journey. The driver who brought him warned him about the presence of very strong swordsmen and suggested finding a guild to start learning, while avoiding bad or dangerous ones. As Ariel walked through the city, he saw many guilds. One girl tried to recruit him, but he showed no interest. Observing her, he realized she reminded him of his sister, and he focused on finding the strongest and most dangerous guilds to grow even stronger. After learning about the most dangerous guild, Arel went to find the Black Blade Guild. He met a soldier who told him he had to take an entrance exam. The line was long, and when it was Arel's turn, the receptionist laughed at him for being classless, since in that town, classless people were considered worthless. Errol tried to convince them to give him a chance, but they refused. Frustrated, Errol wandered from guild to guild, but everywhere he went, people insulted him. Tired and discouraged, he sat down to think. Then he found a letter from his mother recommending him, which could let him join her old guild. He decided to use it. Lilia, the girl who had tried to recruit him before, followed him, pleading for him to join her guild, but he ignored her. Using directions, Erel finally reached the guild's location, realizing it was his mother's old guild, Dragonfang. Excited, he joined and signed the contract. Inside, he met the guild leader, the Dual Sword King, who was once a legendary swordsman but had lost one arm and grown weaker. Lilia explained that the guild and her father were in decline, but she believed Errol could change everything. When registering, Lilia noticed Errol was classless and was shocked and angry, unsure what to do. Another girl, Rainer, arrived and recognized Errol from a previous duel. They decided to challenge each other to a sword fight, eager to test their strength. At the training ground, Rainer attacked first using twin-slash magic. Errol was initially hit, realizing she had grown stronger. She attacked relentlessly with her powerful sword. Errol realized he couldn't just defend and needed a plan. Using shadow clones and clever tricks, he managed to dodge and confuse her, showing his high-level abilities despite being classless. Errol realized that Rainer was using protection magic, so he used a new skill his mother had taught him and defeated her instantly. Rainer was upset and left, while Errol learned about her backstory, how hard she had worked to join the guild. He also found out that their guild, Dragonfang, was in heavy debt. Next week, there would be a big guild competition with a large cash prize. Dragonfang only had 3 members, but the competition required 5 versus 5. Despite the challenge, Errol was excited to help. Lilia's father, who had lost faith in the guild, was encouraged by Errol's enthusiasm. The next morning, Errol felt happy and proud to be part of his mother's old guild. Dragonfang now had 3 members, making them eligible for the competition. They learned that each match would be 5 versus 5, meaning they would face 2-on-1 battles since they were short on members. Lilia explained the ranking system. A rank was the highest, followed by B, C, and D. She and Rainer were B rank, and since Errol had defeated Rainer, he could also be B rank. A rank members were very rare, only about 20 out of 500 swordsmen. Errol asked Rainer about her special ability, which allowed her to take very little damage. She agreed to train him, even though he was classless. At the training ground, she gave him a heavy sword, nearly 5 times heavier than normal, and he lifted it easily. Then she trained him to gain her God's ability by hitting him, and he handled it well, impressing her. Just then, Lilia arrived to tell them who their upcoming match would be against. The #1 guild, Blackblade. They had 8 A-rank members, led by George, a notorious cheater. Rainer was shocked by their strength, and Errol knew it would be a very tough fight. Finally, the day of the guild championship arrived. The venue was full of spectators, many of whom were betting on Blackblade to win. Dragonfang, the underdogs with only 3 members and 2 B-rank swordsmen, was not expected to win. If they somehow won, however, the prize money would be doubled, making it a huge opportunity. The odds were against them, but Errol and his guildmates were ready to face the challenge. The final match of the guild tournament began, and Dragonfang faced the powerful Blackblade guild, led by the dangerous George. George had planned for this first match so his guild could crush the newcomers, but Errol and his team were determined. Errol, the classless swordsman, started fighting. His first opponent was an A-rank fencer. Using clever tricks and shadow clones, Errol confused the fencer and defeated him easily. The crowd was shocked that a classless fighter could defeat such a strong warrior. Slowly, Errol continued defeating Blackblade members one by one, including a shielded opponent. He studied the shield's magic, copied it, and combined it with his own skills to win. People watching couldn't believe it. They checked Errol's class again, and it confirmed he was truly classless. The crowd went from disbelief to cheering loudly for him. Finally, Errol faced Blackblade's strongest warrior, a samurai with a rare and powerful katana. The samurai moved fast, but Errol used a shadow launch technique to create a clone and dodge the attacks. Then he struck back with countless thrust magic, a legendary skill only the sword princess had used, defeating the samurai instantly. The audience was stunned. Everyone, even Errol's allies, could not believe a classless person had such overwhelming power. Dragonfang won the tournament, shocking the kingdom. People who had bet on Blackblade were furious, while Lilia and Rainer were amazed and proud of Errol. After winning the tournament, everyone celebrated. Lilia tried to get close to him, but he admitted he liked girls like Rainer instead. The 3 of them, Ariel, Rainer, and Lilia, decided to train together to grow stronger. Rainer helped Ariel improve his god's magic ability, while Lilia's father, the former dual sword king, was impressed by Ariel's power and encouraged him to help revive their guild. They planned to explore a dungeon to gain more experience. Dungeons were full of traps and monsters, and Ariel was excited to face them. On the way, he saw many other adventurers teleporting to different dungeon levels using adventure teleportation seals. Lilia had cleared 11 levels, and Rainer 14, but Ariel could not skip to higher levels yet. Eventually, all 3 of them entered the dungeon together. At the first level, they faced dangerous living armors. These enemies were very tough and could not feel pain or die easily. Ariel learned to find and strike their weak points, while Rainer also destroyed her targets. They realized the armors would regenerate over time, so they had to keep moving. As they advanced, a wounded adventurer appeared, asking for help to rescue his trapped friends. Lilia demanded payment before helping, and they prepared to assist him. However, Ariel became suspicious because the adventurer did not use any visible magic despite having a class. When they reached a room full of blood, Lilia's greed triggered a trap. A gold coin activated a teleportation circle, which transported the room and everyone inside into a hidden dungeon. Even the adventurer was trapped. The trio realized this was a deliberate plan, and now they had to survive and figure out how to escape. While exploring the hidden dungeon, a mysterious and extremely powerful knight appeared. He was an ultimate-class warrior known as a sword god, feared by everyone. The knight attacked with deadly magic, and even Ariel felt intimidated. However, Ariel remembered a special technique his mother, who had also been a sword god, had taught him. Using this skill called Infinite Break, he managed to defeat the ultimate knight instantly, shattering him into pieces. Everyone was shocked that a classless adventurer could defeat such a powerful foe. After the battle, Ariel recovered with holy water, and Lilia and the others realized that the sword god of the kingdom was actually Ariel's mother. This revelation left everyone stunned. Soon, a path back home appeared, and the group left the hidden dungeon safely. Back in the city, Lilia's father, the former dual sword king, was drinking and worried about his daughter. When he saw her alive, he was relieved but also furious at George, the leader of Blackblade, who had been behind some of the previous traps and challenges. George, meanwhile, was angry about losing to Ariel and was approached by an evil sword promising him immense power and the chance to dominate the world. Meanwhile, preparations for the upcoming Sword God tournament began. Lilia learned she was on the same team as Ariel, which frustrated her because it meant she couldn't win easily. Rainer encouraged her, and the group decided to train further in dungeons to increase their strength before the tournament. Lilia's father also supported them, warning them to be careful of George, who would likely interfere. When the tournament began, many powerful swordsmen participated. Lilia was eliminated early, feeling disappointed, but Ariel remained focused. Lilia gave him information about his next opponent, a swordsman with magical powers called a magic maker, a type of fighter Ariel had never faced before. Ariel faced his next opponent in the Sword God tournament, a rare magic swordsman who could use both sword techniques and fire magic. At first, her attacks overwhelmed him, but he quickly analyzed her abilities, realizing she wasn't exceptional in either swordsmanship or magic. Using his twin blade magic and blink dash, Ariel was able to outmaneuver her and defeat her, learning more about magic in the process. The final day of the tournament arrived. Lilia tried to motivate her father to support them, but he remained reluctant due to past trauma with George. Meanwhile, Rainer was nervous about the tournament, knowing it would be extremely difficult. The first match was announced. Ariel, the classless hero, would face Sword Emperor George. When the battle began, George had transformed into a demon-like entity, wielding a powerful cursed weapon called Shapeth. He revealed that he was now Dur-Galda, a demon god who had once nearly wiped out humanity. He created a barrier around the arena, trapping everyone inside. Ariel realized the stakes were enormous but prepared for battle. During the fight, Ariel cleverly used shadow clones to absorb attacks and assessed Dur-Galda's abilities. Then, recalling his mother's training and his own techniques, he used Infinite Break and other advanced skills to attack relentlessly. Despite Dur-Galda being an ultimate demon god, Ariel outmaneuvered him, landing decisive blows and finally defeating the demon god. However, the demon god's soul survived and tried to possess Lilia's father's body to continue fighting. Lilia's father, using his willpower, resisted the possession, and Ariel struck with infinite dash to destroy the demon god completely. With this victory, the arena was safe, and Ariel had proven that even a classless adventurer could defeat one of the most powerful beings in the world.